New tonight, Newport EMS opened its doors to the public during an open house designed to reintroduce the service to the community as it returns to responding to calls. Seth Deem, Newport EMS captain, says the agency is building its volunteer ranks with several already completing certification classes. He said anyone interested in getting involved can start with entry-level training. The open house brought in residents and families with a food truck on site for visitors and new members.
So we just got an open house trying to bring the community back in since we have reopened, and trying to just show the community that we're here and we're ready to start responding to calls and supporting wherever we can. We got a lot of new people that are excited to start serving, and the community has had, from my personal interactions with them, it's been a good feedback. They're happy to have the ambulances back up and on the road and ready to respond when they call.
Deem says he's grateful for the surrounding agencies that responded to emergencies in the area during the absence of Newport EMS.